Yeah, so I'm continuously kind of checking in, making sure that he's listening, that he's ready to respond to whatever I want to do. Now I'm gonna ask him to come back to walk, just with my seat, and then I'm just kind of planting my hands, right? So I'm not doing a lot of giving and pulling.
Okay.
I'm just adding pressure and keeping the pressure on, and then just adding my seats to the slowdown.
Okay, so do it right in front of me now. Okay.
And then as soon as he comes back, then I'm softening. I don't want to throw him away. I'm just softening my grip. So, and when I say I plant my hands, it's not totally accurate that I just plant them. I come in with increased tension, and the tension gets harder and harder and harder.
So it starts off as little as possible and it just gets harder?
So it starts out at wherever I'm at when I'm riding around.
Okay.
Alright, so I have enough tension in the reins that the reins aren't sloppy, but he doesn't really, if I keep him slow enough, he's not dragging me around.
Right.
So I want to keep him in a pace when he's not dragging me. And then I'm going to start right here. I'm going to start slowing my post down, more pressure, more pressure, more pressure, less pressure, less pressure.
Okay.
Right? When I do more pressure, I'm not pulling that hard. You know?
And your elbows are just coming back a little bit.
Yeah. So I go from here to I start by closing my fingers, and then I start do this, right? So it's that much. And then I'm back over here, and then I'm here, and then I'm here, right? So you can see that amount of difference makes him want to back up.
Right.
That's what I want. It's that same kind of response.
Okay.
I start out, I pull. Yeah. So now he's a little more paying attention. So that took half as much pulling, and he backed up. Right? I'm going to ask again, and I'm not using my legs or anything. I'm just strictly using my hands here to show you.
Okay.
Right? So I'm going to ask again. More, yeah. And then when he backs, then I soften. Now I'm going to ask him to back more than just one step. So I'm going to ask him to back, and then I'm going to say back, 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 right? So I'm still within that range of light contact to more contact. I'm not doing this,
right?
Because this will bring in yanking. So he's going to go upside down his head, he's going to drop his back, and if he backs, it's not going to be a good back. So I'm going to start from a round contact frame, and then I just close my fingers. As soon as he starts backing, I soften, and then I rhythm back, and I try to make my rhythm in time with his step. So pull, soft, pull, soft, pull, soft, pull, soft, pull, soft, pull, soft.
Okay.
So whenever it's time for him to pick up his next leg, I'm pulling harder, and then I can go a little softer. Then I gotta pull a little harder because now he doesn't want to back. Now I'm a little softer. Now a little harder because he wants to stop. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So it's the same idea, and I'll do the same thing under saddle to the point of backing. Right. If I'm asking him to come back and I don't get a very good response, I'll go from the trot to the walk into the halt and to the back.
I see.
Right? And then I can soften. And then I ask him to go forward again. And I'll do that, and it doesn't have to be anything harsh. It's just very kind of gradual. Yeah. Go to the walk, to the halt, to the back. Right? And so doing it this way makes him start to think that he's going to go from trot to back. So he'll start putting his body in a place where he can do that a little easier. Right? So then I don't back because he had a very good response. I had to use very, very little pressure. So basically, in that instance, that becomes his reward.
Okay.
He's light enough to come back to where he doesn't have to back. Right? He's light enough to come back to the halt or the walk or whatever. And so you know, one of the things that's a little tricky about it, but it's something that really helps me out, is I try to, in my head, log the amount of pressure, right? And how much pressure it takes me to get to the transition the way I want to get to it. And the more he's plowing through, the more I'm going to have to expect up to backing until he gets himself to the point where he's light enough to match the pressure that I want.
Exactly. Right.
But sometimes I just go to the pressure that I want and I get the response that I want, and then he just goes forward and he's fine, right? I only go past that point and past the trot to walk if he's not responding to the amount of pressure, and I have to go up on the pressure. Because then, you know, when I'm trotting, I'm here, and then I want to walk transition, so my pressure goes up. If he walks, then my pressure comes down. But if I'm here and I want to walk and my pressure goes up and I get no walk and my pressure goes up and now I get a walk, now my pressure starts coming down, but I either get a halt while my pressure's going down, or he's pushing through so my pressure goes up.
Good. Okay.
And so I got to get myself back down here, but my curve is going to be smooth up and down. And so, you know, I only work my way down to the softest pressure when I've gotten the response that I want.
Okay. Okay.